Deen TV!
Sponsors.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Joshua Salaam, and you are watching Think About It, brought to you by pennyappealusa.org. Small change, big difference. Don't go nowhere. I want to introduce my next guest to you. I'll be right back. All right, everybody, I'm back, and you're watching Think About It with Joshua Salaam. And this show is brought to you by pennyappealusa.org. You just give a little bit of change, and they can make a big difference. I like that concept. Falls in line with one of our native Deen songs on small deeds. No small deed should you overlook. No penny should you overlook. You know, and what I wanna talk about something. I got an email from somebody in New York, and they were like, we really like the show, we're watching the show, but two things. One, can you keep it going outside of Ramadan, like keep the show going, maybe I forget what they said, once a week or something like that. And two, can you talk about hijab and the importance of, you know, Muslim women wearing hijab and things like that. So I want to answer those two people and let you know that I did get your email. Thank you for engaging and emailing us at info@deen.tv. We do hear you, we do respond. To the question about can we continue this show, because this was just a pilot program during this month of Ramadan, it really depends on feedback, right? So that's an email that I got, that's one feedback. But for us to invest the time and the energy and the human and financial resources in it, we would need to hear from a lot of people that this is something that they would want to do. Otherwise, we consider it a good goal, we tried it, and it worked out. So we need to get some more emails if you're interested in continuing this show outside of the month of Ramadan for Think About It. So right now we don't have any plans to continue it once a week or anything like that. The second thing, on the issue of hijab, I personally believe that Muslim men should not be really commenting too much on hijab. It should be Muslim women talking to Muslim women, because it can come across as insensitive and completely disconnected. Because men, I do not believe that men, even if they're a father of a Muslim girl, or if they're married to a Muslim woman, or whatever it is, they do not really connect like a Muslim woman feels with the struggles of wearing hijab in America, or the lack of struggles, right? For some women, it's no problem. They do it completely with ease. For some women, it's a real struggle. And to be the source of all the attention in society, people can see the hijab from a block away, 2 blocks away. Sometimes they don't feel safe on the subway, they don't feel safe at work, they don't feel safe in the masjid sometimes, you know. I think it's better for Muslim women to talk to Muslim women about the hijab. And men, we just need to try to be men, be a strong sense of security, be a strong sense of something that the Muslim women in the community can lean on, that we know that we have their back, that we know that we're supportive, that we're caring, that we're loving, whether you're wearing hijab or not, that we're lowering our gaze, that we're not like, you know, staring at you, trying to tell you all this. That's the role of Muslim men. And I think, you know, it just doesn't come across right, me telling women, you know, how important the hijab is and that they should wear the hijab and things like that. So sorry, you're probably not going to hear too much of that from me. I do encourage you to get other Muslim women to, you know, and not just Muslim women who are also kind and gentle and not like, right? That's very important in Islam. So sorry, I can't really talk about that at this point. Now, my guest that I'm bringing on today is a Muslim chaplain, and he's been a Muslim chaplain for a long time, and I'm not trying to call him old, I'm just saying he was one of the OCs, the original chaplains. Imam Yahya Hendi is the chaplain of Georgetown University, and since I am headed to Duke University to serve as the Muslim chaplain, I wanted to bring him on to really talk about what you guys what I can learn and what I can do, and what you guys can learn about what a Muslim chaplain is, because a lot of people don't know the difference between a chaplain and an imam, and what's a chaplain supposed to do. And I think when you listen to Imam Yahya, you'll get a good sense of what chaplaincy is in universities, and of course they have chaplains in prisons and hospitals and things like that. But we're talking about him as a chaplain and really going to get into it. And I hope you learn. I hope you like it. Without further ado, we're going to take a break and come back to Imam Yahya Hendi, the chaplain of Georgetown University. We'll be right back. You're watching Think About It. I'm your host, Joshua Salaam, and it's all brought to you by pennypillusa.org. You give a small amount of change, and you can make a big difference. We'll be right back.
Since August 25th of this year, over 600,000 individuals have fled from Myanmar into bordering Bangladesh. They've witnessed crimes against humanity. The United Nations calls what happened in Myanmar textbook definition of genocide, textbook definition of ethnic cleansing. We've been here for the last few months, providing them with access to clean drinking water, providing them with access to primary healthcare services, helping them build their shelters, as well as giving them weekly food distributions. We can't fathom what they've witnessed. The ones that have arrived into Bangladesh are the lucky ones. They're now residing in between the 22 to 25 official refugee camps that have now been established. With your continued support, we want to secure their future. We want to stay for the foreseeable future so that we can dig more water wells, so that we can provide them with more medication and more medical advice, so that we can help build more shelters, especially with the winter coming and the cold setting in. Please visit our website to find out more about our work and to support us with your generous donations. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. This is Joshua Salaam with Think About It. My time is counting down. Can't you see it? I don't have much time with you, but I have an amazing guest, as I told you, Imam Yahya Hendi, all the way from Georgetown University. Give it up for him.
Thank you for having me, my friend.
Alhamdulillah. He has agreed to be on the show Think About It, and he's, if you haven't noticed by now, I'm always bringing you very interesting guests to the show. And for people who don't know, Imam Yahya Hendi is one of the first, to my knowledge, I mean, I know, you know, there's a lot of people that I don't know of, but of people that I know, he's one of the first Muslim chaplains working in a university for a while now. You've been doing it almost 20 years, right?
Yes, actually, Georgetown University became the first American university to hire a full-time Muslim chaplain in June of 1999.
You said it 1999.
In 1999.
June 1999. So the first full-time imam by a university.
Full-time Muslim chaplain and imam at any American university, indeed.
Wow.
Yes. And when it happened, President Bill Clinton wrote a letter to the president of Georgetown University calling it a milestone in the history of religious pluralism in the United States of America.
Wow. So your job got a letter from President Bill Clinton.
Yeah. And a few weeks after that, I was meeting with the President Bill Clinton at the Oval Office.
Really?
Yeah, to congratulate me for my post, yeah.
Wow, that doesn't happen anymore.
And
that's more common
I
now.
did not sign up for that.
Right.
I signed up to be a Muslim chaplain, taking care of students, and I continue to do that, and I love doing that. But again, you know, getting a call from the President of the United States and inviting me
he called
to,
you?
yeah, the White House.
Oh,
yeah.
the White House, okay.
And I'm at the White House and meeting with Bill Clinton, and
see, I like that. You're on first name. Yeah, I was meeting with Bill.
With Bill, yeah.
Telling me thank you for your chaplaincy.
He was a very easy to meet. You know, not complicated, not tough, not arrogant, humble, and we had a good discussion about a few things. And a few days after that, you had all of these articles about my new post.
Wow.
Washington Post, LA Times, Chicago Tribune, Boston Globe, talking about this new post at a Catholic university.
Right. Right.
Georgetown is
Georgetown.
It's a Catholic university.
Right.
Yeah.
Now tell me how that happened. Like, how did you know they were hired? Did you approach them? Did you hear through the grapevine? Because I know you're a graduate of Hartford Seminary.
Yes, yes.
Did the message come through there? How did you even know that a Catholic university was looking for a Muslim chaplain?
Well, it was quite a story. I mean, telling the story would need an hour, and you have no hour for me.
No.
Maybe when I write my book, that will be chapter number 2 or 3.
All right. So give us the cliff notes.
Well, I was actually in a picnic, and someone with the name of Intisar Rab said, Imam Hendi, why didn't you apply for that? What position? I said, the Muslim chaplain. For what? What is Georgetown? I had no idea of what Georgetown was about.
Right.
And then she said, oh, do not worry, the deadline is today. So okay, forget about it. 10 minutes later, she comes back and says, by the way, if you apply before midnight, you will be one of 32 applicants for the position.
There was 31 other applicants.
Yes. So I went home that afternoon and had to sit down and type some kind of a statement,
cover letter
on my resume, cover letter, and I faxed it in at 11:57 p.m., 3 minutes before the deadline. And I ended up being,
the rest is history.
Indeed, indeed.
Wow. So I'm going to take a time out because you mentioned the name Intisar Rab.
Yes.
And I would have loved to have access to her, to bring her onto the show. If you guys don't know who she is, look her up. She's she went to Georgetown University.
Yep.
But it shows, because a lot of the show is talking about the power of just an individual who does it. I mean, at that time, she wasn't the scholar, Intisar Rab, that she is today.
She was a student.
She was a student.
Yeah.
She just happened to mention it to a person that, hey, there's a... But that one act did all of this.
It's that simple sentence, simple invitation, Imam Hendi, why didn't you apply? And coming back saying, well, you can. And me taking it seriously, going home, making it happen. But I really believe that at the end of the day, things are in the hands of God.
That's
God
right.
wanted me in that place. God wanted me to be at Georgetown just before 2001 or September 11, 2001.
Now, did you feel, with your training at Hartford Seminary, did you feel like when you landed in that position, you're like, okay, I know exactly what to do, I'm ready, let's go? Or did you kind of learn what you needed to be doing as a chaplain after the first few months, year?
Well, to start with, my training at Hartford Seminary.
And what does a chaplain do? I mean, a lot of Muslims don't even know what a chaplain is. What do they do?
My training at Hartford Seminary was not in chaplaincy. It was in interfaith dialogue and relations. The Muslim chaplaincy program at Hartford Seminary was created much later.
I see.
However, my education helped me because I studied Christianity enough. I was very much aware of Christian theology, Christian history, and Georgetown being a Christian university, I was able to fit in to engage on an intellectual level in a way that I used to. So this is one thing. However, it's quite interesting, when I was hired, I had no other model to look up to. There was no other full-time Muslim chaplain anywhere in the country. And I needed to know what to do. And even Georgetown had no idea of what to expect of me, other than they want a Muslim chaplain to be available for the students. So what I did, I traveled across the country, meeting with Jewish chaplains, Christian chaplains, learning from them, taking notes. I still have the 79 pages of notes
Wow.
that I put together.
Can I see that? Do you share those notes?
I never did, but I have them.
Okay.
I have them. Again, meeting and taking notes and learning, asking the tough questions. Then I came back to Georgetown, and now I know what others do. The question, what can I do? What do I need to do? I'm a Muslim chaplain. I'm not a Jewish chaplain, but I'm Muslim in a Christian university, in a university in Washington D.C. In a university.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors
that
there.
It trains diplomats, and being in Washington D.C. that trains diplomats would require a different kind of platform, a different kind of agenda, a different kind of message, a different kind of method. So it was not easy, and I grew into the position.
Right.
I continued to learn. I continue to learn even now. No one can say I know everything.
Right.
Actually, Georgetown taught me that the more you know that you need to know more, and the more you know that you know nothing. In other words, there is always a way to grow and a room to grow and improve.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what would you say would be? Now, this is maybe in a second segment I'll focus on more of your relationship with students and what you were to them over the years. But first, I want to know, like, how would you describe some of the mistakes that you made as a chaplain? You know. Or actually, but the question before that is telling the Muslim community what you would say the top 2 things are that you do, or top 3 things that you do as a chaplain, as a Muslim chaplain at Georgetown, in Washington D.C., all those factors that you said.
A very important thing to say that I went to the president of Georgetown back in 1999. He was a priest in the Jesuit order, and I said, Father O'Donovan, you only have 113 Muslims at Georgetown. Why would you even bother hiring a full-time Muslim chaplain? He said, I am not hiring you for the Muslims. I'm hiring you for the Christians and the Jews and everyone else and the Muslims. And I said, what do you mean? He said, Catholics deserve to know more about Islam. Jews need to know more about Islam. America needs to know more about Islam. I wanted to educate us.
Forward thinking.
Amazing.
Wow.
Indeed. So that tells you that I am not really there for the Muslim students only. I'm there for Georgetown. And I dare to say not a single day passes by without having a Jewish student, a Christian student, a Hindu, a Buddhist, a Baha'i, a Sikh, an atheist, a secular coming to my office, either to talk, to engage, or someone who needs some counseling. And it's quite interesting. Now we do have a Hindu chaplain, but before we hired a Hindu chaplain for so many years, Imam Hendi was the go-to by Hindu students. Imam Hendi was the go-to by Jewish students who had their own image of Islam and of Muslims because of the Arab-Israeli conflict. And now you have an opportunity, you have someone who is not far from you can sit with and talk to, who is engaging and respectful and ready to engage on even the tough questions, not only the easy questions.
So the number one thing is that back in 1999, the president of the university said, I'm bringing you here for Georgetown and the Muslim students, but for the rest of Georgetown, I want you to be that source of what is Islam, you know, teach us, help us understand this faith.
And which is not easy. I mean, no one can answer the question, what is Islam? And there are different dimensions to Islam. At the end of the day, you offer your own understanding of Islam. No one can claim full understanding of the faith or that he or she represents the entire community. So it was not easy. It was not easy. But I have always enjoyed it. You asked me about mistakes I made.
Yeah. We'll get to the successes.
A tough
but sometimes
question.
People learn better from mistakes.
I believe one of the problems that I continue to have is saying yes to everything, which is a problem for many clergy, men and women. you know, saying yes to every invitation, saying yes to every engagement, saying yes to every request to speak somewhere. And I did have a time when I really had no time to eat or drink water or even sit down and relax, because I'm running from class to class. I'm running from program to another program.
State to state sometimes.
State to state.
Country to country.
I have been to 64 countries.
Wow.
I have been to 46 states.
Wow.
In
America.
In America.
Wow.
So I have been all over. But even at Georgetown University, at any given moment, it used to be, not anymore, that I'm literally running like a chicken without a head, saying yes to everything, saying yes to every student who wanted to meet with me without consideration of my own needs. And now I say to other chaplains, please don't do that.
Right.
Or to professionals in general. If you don't take care of yourself, you cannot take care of others.
Right.
And yes, you need to love yourself. By loving yourself, you care for yourself. But only when you care yourself will you have the energy to care for others.
Right.
So this was a mistake that at one point I started learning from. So now I either delegate tasks to others, I train others to do the thing that I'm asked to do.
You have a staff? I mean, you started as one. Now do you have a staff? Or?
Now I have a staff, but I hire work study students. So I have other students who help me in the work. However, I have trained people at Georgetown, but also in DC area to say yes. So if I cannot, I would say, well, can I have someone else come and talk? And by doing so, I really relieved myself from much of the work that was expected of me. At one point, again, when I was the first Muslim chaplain, I would get requests and calls from across the country. But alhamdulillah, now, thanks be to God, you have Muslim chaplains in so many places. You are one of them.
I'm one.
You are one of them. And you have done an amazing work. I'm very proud of you.
Alhamdulillah.
So the idea that they have other chaplains that they can call upon for whatever it is, makes it easy.
Well, I told you, all you guys at the universities, you Muslims wanting to know, this is Muslim history in America, right? So this is something that I hope you guys are enjoying. We're going to come right back with more of Imam Yahya Hendi to learn some of the work that he's doing, not just at Georgetown, but in other places in the world. So don't go nowhere. Hold your remote. We're coming right back with Think About It. I'm your host, Joshua Salaam, brought to you by pennyappealusa.org. We'll be right back.
Water is an important part of life, and the difference between clean and dirty water is the difference between life and death. We know that the issue is not that there's a lack of clean water, but a lack of access to it. So we're on a mission to change that. Through Thirst Relief, we're building wells across Africa and Asia to provide millions with access to clean, safe, consumable water. The goal is simple: to provide clean water to every person who needs it. To irrigate gardens like these, horticultural gardens in Gambia. To make sure that no person ever has to drink dirty water ever again. So join us. Visit pennyappealusa.org/thirstrelief and donate today. Thank you.
And we're back. Think About It with Joshua Salaam. I'm your host, and this is all brought to you by pennyappealusa.org. Small change, big difference. This is all being recorded for you. I hope you're capturing this. That's why we're here. And I'm here with Imam Yahya Hendi. We have another segment with him. Now, he's a chaplain. A lot of people in the Muslim community are not familiar with what a chaplain is or what a chaplain does. And I found that out when I got the title of chaplain, and Muslims were like, okay, what is that? Is that are you an imam? Are you? And how do you like give a paragraph explanation, definition when somebody says, well, what do you do? What are you supposed to do? And I know for the whole university, the president gave you a vision of what he wants you to do for the whole university. But when it comes to those Muslim students that come to you and they come in your office, what would you say your responsibility is is to them? What are they expecting?
I would say, number one, a good chaplain, number one thing a good chaplain does is to listen. Listening to the needs of the students, attentively listening to the needs of the students, and after you listen, you engage.
What do you mean engage?
You try to understand, you try to discuss things, help, go deep with meaning and belonging. Sometimes you listen only to say, I'm here for you, but sometimes you do need to respond, and you're expected to respond, spiritually guide, religiously support, or guide, or teach, and sometimes just being present for the students. Remember that the students at any given university are away from home.
Right.
They're away from the father and the mother, they're away from the community they grew up with and a part of, and out of a sudden they are in a different community, a bigger community. They are no longer in a high school.
Right.
And now they have new challenges in life, new ideas are thrown at them, in new directions. It used to be high school and that's it, and now they don't know, am I going to become a doctor or not? Do I need to become a lawyer?
It's a lot of
Is that what
stress.
it is for me? And all of those questions, all of those directions that are thrown at them contribute to anxiety and stress. And therefore the chaplain is expected to be there to listen, to engage by going deep, by supporting, by discussing those matters. Yeah.
So
Something I do other than that is I teach. You know, I teach a course at Georgetown University on interreligious encounter, but I'm also invited all the time to speak in classrooms on Islam, or interreligious dialogue, or sometimes even the Middle East, sometimes the politics of the Arab and Muslim world. Sometimes I'm asked to represent the Muslim community in events, and sometimes the students want me to represent them with the university, like if the students feel uncatered for when it comes to halal food, they come to me, I become the voice of the students with the food service at Georgetown University. If the students feel that the professors, the non-Muslim professors, do not speak respectfully of them, or are not sensitive to their Muslim needs, they come to me. And I'm expected to be the liaison of Muslim students to the faculty and staff. And sometimes the professors just don't understand how to interact with Muslim students, Muslims who come from all over the world and in our country here, America. And many professors are shaped by what they see on TV.
So do you have, I'm just imagining that, how much muscle or how much influence that you have at the university after 19, 20 years, so that if a Muslim student comes and goes, Chaplain, my professor said this the other day, and it was this and that, and then if that professor gets a call from Imam Yahya Hendi, and do you feel like, whether it's the food service or the other professors or the administration, that everybody knows you now, and that when they get a call, they're like, oh.
After 19 years, I mean, I am in our department with campus ministry, we are 32 employees. I would say I am the oldest employee or member of campus ministry there. So I have been there forever. I know more than any other of I know more than my own boss, who just came on board a year ago. And if I have to come to his aid to show him around and counsel him on specific matters. But you are right, often because they know me, they reach out to me, they know how I do things, what I do and how I do it. Whether the students or the professors or the faculty or the staff, it's easy to reach out to someone and my method is known, my personality is known, they know how to get hold of me, they know how to plug me in, and that does help.
Okay. Give me an example of one of these. You said you know, the students are away from home. They're new at the university. They're in this, normally it was a bigger community, and sometimes all these ideas are thrown at them. And I know, at the college level, sometimes students learn stuff in the classroom that shakes their iman, that shakes their faith, because it's coming from this high academic level, and they're telling you, well, you know, religion was started by this or started by that, is, you know, whatever. And it shakes them to their core. Can you remember something that one of your Muslim students learned at Georgetown University that they had to come to you and say, you know, can you help me process this thing that I just was taught?
Well, many issues actually, including like women in Islam. There are so many professors, Muslims and non-Muslim professors, who are not as knowledgeable of what the Quran really teaches about women and gender. And therefore,
you said Muslims and non-Muslim professors.
Yes, indeed, Muslims and indeed, because there are Muslim professors who do not have the full access by choice to Quran and Islamic literature, and therefore they were not well trained on how to approach the ayat, the Quranic verses, or the ahadith from Prophet Muhammad, peace be with him, sallallahu alaihi wa ala alihi wa sallam. And therefore that ends up becoming a problem for Muslim students. Some professors will even go as far as challenging the authenticity of the Quran because of the perception that the Quran is biased against women and in support of men. Then this is one of the issues I end up having to deal with.
With the students?
Yeah, with the students.
Now does the university sometimes approach you early on to say, hey, we're thinking about hiring this Muslim professor? What would you say about their training, or their or you're not even involved in that? It's all done by the hiring department.
I am not a part of the process of hiring Muslim professors. They're hired by their departments. I may be asked to be on a search committee, and I have served on a search committee, but I have that one voice that can be used, and I use it to the best of my knowledge and ability. Yeah.
So to all the Muslim chaplains out there, let me leave the last little bit to you. Muslim chaplains, new Muslim chaplains like myself, I'm headed to Duke University to serve. There's Muslim chaplains at Princeton, at Yale, at Harvard. These are all young guys, and females at University of Pennsylvania and across America. What would be the message that you would give to them so that we can have a good path in our work based on all your experience? And that's the world right there.
Well, I would say to Muslim chaplains, make sure that you are up to date with what is going on in the academic world. Do not rely on something you studied many years ago, because the students you deal with are up to date with what's going on in academia and the academic world. And you need to be far ahead before the students come to you, to your office. You know what's going on, what's being published, what's coming up in the field. That's a very important point. Number two, do not think that you can fix it all alone. It's good to engage the different departments in the university, the counseling office, psychiatric department, psychology, social workers, to come to your aid when you feel, listen, I cannot deal with this. That's not my domain. Number three, take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, you cannot take care of your own students.
And that advice can go for anybody, not just Muslim chaplains, but to people in the world. Parents, try to know what's going on in America, in the schools, so that you can know what's going on with your children. You want to be ahead of the game. You want to kind of know what kind of questions you need to ask them at the dinner table, what kind of issues you need to bring up. So these are very good pieces of advice. I hope you guys have learned from this episode with Imam Yahya Mahmoud Yaqub Hendi.
Indeed.
The third. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to come back with a game with Imam Yahya, so don't go anywhere. We're going to have some fun, inshallah. You're listening to Think About It with your host, Joshua Salaam, all brought to you by pennypilusa.org. We'll be right back.
So as you see here, there's a well being built. The locals used to walk miles to get clean, safe water, but now it's getting built right in front of the doorstep, which I think is a great thing. And you can see the women are out here, the men are out here, they're very happy to have this here. Please donate generously to this fantastic thirst relief project by Penny Appeal. Donate online.
You got, come on, shut the door, man. Come on, shut the door, come on in. There we go. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. This is Joshua Salaam. You're watching Think About It. And it's all brought to you by pennyappealusa.org. It is time for the game. Some people call it the tasty cinnamon game or synonym game. But I'm playing today with the famous Imam Yahya Hendi. And I know you're a chaplain and you're trained to be there emotionally for people. But you might need somebody to be there for you after this game.
Indeed, and I love to have fun too.
Okay. All right, good, because we're going to have fun. As I win, since my name's on the screen, I normally win.
But some people think that the religion is to be serious all the time.
Right.
No. It's good to have fun, to laugh, to enjoy your life.
Thank you.
God wants us to enjoy life.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, so let's get into it.
That is a sunnah.
Indeed, it is a sunnah.
Since we're on that, I mean, the game, we'll play the game. But I think that's a very important point that you just brought up.
Yes,
is there something in the Prophet's example that you want to remind people of to encourage them that they should be smiling more than they should be frowning? Some
people think that sunnah is to have a beard and to dress in a specific way. To smile is sunnah. To take your time when you sleep and enjoy sleeping is sunnah. To eat healthy is sunnah. To speak respectfully to others is sunnah. As to the smile, the Prophet said, to smile in the face of your brother or sister is an act of charity. We are told that Umar ibn al-Khattab, the caliph, used to laugh حتى ينقلب على قفاه. He laughs so much that he falls on his back. And the Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, روّح النفس ساعة بعد ساعة. Once in a while, allow your soul to enjoy life. Relax.
Right.
Yes.
And I can tell you, if you're not happy, if you're not enjoying life, and you try to follow that sunnah of smiling, it comes across very fake.
Very fake, yeah. Yeah. It has to be from within.
Yeah.
Very real, very authentic indeed.
All right. Thank you for that message. True chaplain. All right, here we go. You ready?
I am ready to go.
Okay. Stay with me now.
Be easy on me.
No, I'm gonna do my best to give you the best clues.
Okay.
Because if you answer it, I get a point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and if I answer yours, you get a point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
that's good.
It's in my best interest.
Is it like a $1,000 thing or after?
1,000 blessings, inshallah. May Allah reward you.
No money, okay. Yeah, blessings are good.
All right, here we go.
Maybe listen, my reward or award will be like smiling in my face for 10 times.
Okay.
Oh, good, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
smile.
I can do that. I can promise a smile.
Smile, yeah.
If you win. Otherwise.
No, not in Ramadan.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Bismillah.
Bismillah.
Chicken.
Goat.
You think of goats when mashallah. But you raised on a farm?
Was that right?
No.
Yeah, I grew up in a farm, yes. Not chicken. Turkey?
No, it's okay. It's your turn now. It's your turn now. I have to wait until next time to give you another clue for that word.
Okay.
Yeah.
The entrance of...
It's just one word, Shay.
Oh, one word.
One word.
I did not learn the big words. You see, I'm laughing.
That's mashallah.
Okay. Entrance.
Most people don't say that, Joe. You see, I'm laughing. Okay, here we go. All right, what's the clue? I missed it.
Entrance.
Entrance. Foyer?
No.
Okay. All right, my turn. So I said chicken. My next clue will be oval.
A bird? No.
Nope. Your turn. You're going to get it on the next one, inshallah. I got the word that is going to bring it all together.
All together.
Okay. What was your first clue? Entrance. Okay.
Hotel?
Hotel entrance. Entrance hotel. Lobby. All right. Good clue. Good clue. All right. Same word. Chicken, oval. Now I'm going to say breakfast.
Food?
It is a food, but that's not the answer. Okay.
Oh, that's not the answer.
No, your turn, your turn. You're on your second word now.
No, sure.
You're winning. Ah, I'm happy for you.
A noise.
Noise, that's 2 words. That's okay. So noise. Noise. Shout. No. Okay, here we go. You with me, Imam?
I'm trying to.
Chicken.
Chicken. I have not slept for almost 2 days. So my mind is in Toledo, Ohio, or
No
somewhere
problem.
on a plane. Okay.
So you would think I could win for somebody that hasn't slept in 2 days. All right, here we go. Chicken, oval, breakfast, hatch.
Egg.
Yes! Thank you very much. All right,
Okay.
tie game, but
Chicken,
you're
egg,
on your second word now. What was your first clue?
Noise.
Noise. Okay.
Bathroom.
This is going a lot of ways. So I'm assuming that since this is Deen.tv, I have to.
Don't go far. Don't go far.
I won't go far.
Don't go
I won't
far.
go-
I know where you're heading. No.
Okay. All right. I won't go far, but and I won't put a T after that, far either. So I will say toilet.
No.
Okay. All right. I didn't go far. I just went in the bathroom. All right. That's tough clue, man. Tough clue. Producers, I wonder where you guys are taking me there. All right, here we go. Second word for me is you're pretty hip to culture, right? So let me see here. See, that's me giving more than one word. I shouldn't do that. Here we go. Aretha.
I'm lost.
I probably shouldn't have gone this direction. But anyway, it's done now.
Done now.
Yeah, Aretha.
No answer.
You have to have an answer.
What was the first clue?
That is the first clue.
That's the first. Oh,
Yeah. You got egg last time.
Yeah, I got the egg.
Yeah.
I love eggs.
MashaAllah.
Fried.
See, if you guys ever invite him over, fried eggs would be...
And falafel.
And fried eggs and falafel, MashaAllah.
Yes. I have to have an answer?
Yeah.
I cannot think of one.
Say something.
Love.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah, that's the first thing that came to your mind. No, it's not love. Okay, your turn. Wait a minute, this is the word I haven't gotten yet. So it was noise.
Yeah.
What was the second clue? Bathroom.
Bathroom.
Yeah, okay.
Get rid of. That's 3 words. That's 3 words.
How can you not send me down the wrong path with these clues, Imam?
I mean, it's the word.
Flush.
Flush, you're right. You
Okay.
see?
All right, mashallah.
You were going in the wrong direction. I told you.
All right, how's that? 2-1, 2-1. All right. All right, so I said Aretha. Song. You know who Aretha is?
Music?
Okay. All right.
Wrong.
No, wrong. I'm going to go a different way.
It's
your turn. Third word.
Sister.
Aunt. No. Okay. Honor.
Song. Honor. Important.
Man, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose. Okay, your turn. Your first clue was
the closest.
Wait, what was your first clue? Your word? Because you can build on that first word.
The first one was sister.
Sister. Okay.
The second one will be identical.
Sister, identical. Twin.
No.
Ah, I thought that was a good guess. All right. So you weren't making the Aretha connection, the song that.
And the honor.
So I started to go a different route to say honor. Let's say. I was about to say the word. Let's say.
Song and honor.
Let's say, wow, these are concepts. I don't want to take you the wrong direction, like the bathroom. You know, I don't want to go there. Honor, Aretha, song. Come on, Joshua, my brain. He's been asleep for 2 days. I mean, you haven't slept for 2 days. I should be able to think of something. Parents. It's not the word I wanted, but.
Oh my God, that's really different.
Yeah, I know. See, I know it. These 4 words don't seem to connect at all.
They don't. At least in my reality. Parents, you said the last one?
Yeah, honor, parents, those two go together. Aretha and song go together, but the two of them.
Respect?
Yes!
Oh, go.
Thank you. I don't know how you got it.
Song?
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Song, okay. Okay. You said aunt, no. Okay. A father.
What was your first clues? Sister, twin, father. Sister, twin, father. Sister, twin, father. Mother?
No.
All right. Ford.
Ford as in the car?
Yeah.
Maybe car?
No.
A Actually, I think okay. So mine.
Sister.
Okay.
Twin. Father.
Mother.
Mother. Sister. Twin. Mother. Father. Sister. Twin. Mother. Father. Am I missing the audience? Sister. Twin. Mother. Father. Sister. Twin. Mother. Father.
Exactly. Yeah. Keep going. Yeah. You're right.
Brother?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
When with sister comes brother.
And with that, Imam Yahya Hendi has won. We've run out of time. My word I was going to try to get you to say was factory. So I was.
I thought the president. You wanted to say Ford. Maybe president.
No,
factory.
No.
Yeah, Ford.
Man, you beat me on just a couple of hours of sleep.
I don't know about
Mashallah.
that.
That says a lot about. He can help people, the Muslim students that come into his office, even though he has had no sleep, because his mind is always bright, always fresh. The amazing Imam Yahya Hendi. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, my friend.
You guys are watching Think About It with your host Joshua Salaam, brought to you by pennyappealusa.org. I gotta win this game.
But you know, we need to think about it with our minds, but also with our hearts. How is that?
I do. I like that. That's a nice little, not just with our minds, but with our hearts. I'm gonna use that.
That gives ideas energy and feeling and life. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go with it. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
This Deen TV video was made possible in part by Penny Appeal USA, Small Change, Big Difference, and by Recycle Processes Incorporated.